Hi everybody, this is Verna, and because of problems with my sound, I thought I would try pre-recording this and upload it for you. I don't want to miss sharing this fun fold card. I am using the Thankful Garden bundle, stamp set and dies, and there is a set of masks with this. I'm also using the Lovely Garden Designer Series paper. Lots of beauty here, but because of the recording, I am not going to go over that right now. We're going to skip through that. I want to show you the fun fold that I'm going to show you how to make. I designed this afternoon. I call it a vanity fun fold because when it's sitting up, it reminds me of a vanity with the mirror and the lights on the side. So this is that fun fold, and it's really pretty. This is where you can put your sentiment. And I've also used the Everyday Arches dies, and I'll show you which ones I'm going to use. I will also show you a couple other cards. To begin with, we're going to start with a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and we're going to cut this length down to 7 inches. So I'm folding out the arm here, and I'm going to put it right at 7 inches here on the long side. So now our piece is 7 by 8.5 inches. 8.5, 7 this way. And we're going to do some scoring on the 7-inch side. We're going to score it at 2 inches. We're going to move it down and score at 4.25 inches. And then we're going to move it down and score it at 6 inches. Now, we need 2 pieces of cardstock to make this card. And the 2 pieces are here. It's just easier to do all the scoring on one large piece. And then we're going to cut it in half at 4.25, and we'll have our 2 pieces that we need to make this card. They're 7 by 4.25, and they're scored in 3 places at 2, 4.25, and 6 inches. I'm setting that aside. We're going to come in and I'm going to burnish the folds with my bone folder here. Okay, this little tab is what we are going to adhere these 2 pieces together. So we're going to have, we've got this tab here, and here's our other mirror piece. We got the tab, that fold, and one more fold here. Okay. I'm going to fold it up like that. So our 2 little tabs are going to be in the middle. I'm going to set that up like that. Here's our other tab here. And we'll come back and worry about which way to fold it in a minute. Actually, this is the correct way. So the tab is a mountain fold, valley fold, and then mountain fold. These are end wings here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue to this inside of the tab here. And you can get the free kits for these cards this week with a qualifying order of $45 or more. You'll get a kit for one of each of these cards, one of each of the 4 cards. And everything will be pre-cut for you. You will need the lovely Thankful Garden bundle to finish your cards. For the arches, I will die cut for you. If your order is $55 or more, I will include a pack of the gems that we're going to use that go in this suite. I will show you that in a minute. Okay, so we've got our card connected. Now this piece right here, we're going to fold over like this and adhere that down. This is a glue press gun from My Sweet Petunia. I have the Stampin' Up's glue in it that they cell. Okay, so it's like that on the front, and we're gonna adhere this down on the back, this fold right here. All right, so we have this small section in the middle of our card, like that. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of designer series paper that I've cut. This is that Lovely Garden designer series paper. I have 2 pieces are 4 1/8 by 1 7/8, and these are going to go on our end flaps. I have 2 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. They're going to go on the inside panels there. Isn't this paper pretty? Garden Green, Fresh Freesia, Melon Mambo, Blueberry Bushel. Those are the colors in it, and Crushed Curry. Really pretty designer series paper. You will get the designer series paper in your kit, and any of the ribbon that I use, the Fresh Freesia ribbon that's in the set. Okay, and these we're going to do the Garden Green side up on these. So beautiful. There's one. And the other panel is going to go over here. Now this middle section in the front will be covered with our large arch shape, which is right here. But this back section, we have a piece that we're going to add there to cover that for our sentiment. So, and I forgot to cut it. Let me grab a piece here. So let's add this one, and I believe it's 2 1/8 by, it might be 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. I'm going to just measure that. Okay, it's going to be 1, 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to cut that. 4 1/8 by 2 3/8. So here's our piece, 4 1/8 by 2 3/8. I'm going to add that there. Now we're going to do our blending for using the mask, and we're going to be using 3 different ink colors to create the beautiful floral images. This is one of the smaller everyday arches die cut, and I will also let you know which dies I use. There's 4 different dies, the sizes for the arches that we're going to use on this card. Okay, so we've got our basic card built. I'm going to bring in, this is the very largest arch. This is the second largest, and I'm going to add this beautiful paper, or it's die cut with the second largest. I'm going to add this beautiful paper right here. That layer on there, on that front. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to add another smaller white layer for the background for our flower. Otherwise, it's just too busy, I think. Let's see if this is lined up right. Okay, this actually should be up a little, I think. Let's try that. That looks better. I'm going to pull this end down just a tad there. Okay, so there is our piece that we're going to add our hydrangea to. So I'm going to fold this all up like this. This does fit into our envelopes. Oh, good grief. Let's see here. All right. So I want, I'm going to add this to the center of that. Yep. Just want to make sure I had the right side here. So we're going to turn this over. I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. And we're going to make sure that the bottom of this is at the bottom edge of your arches here. And this should be centered. That looks pretty centered. Okay. So now we have this, it looks like a vanity. And we're going to put our flaps, these outer flaps are going to fold in, and then it'll sit better like that. So this is what our basic card base looks like for this card. All right, let's do stamping our image. So I'm going to bring in that beautiful hydrangea image, and I'm grabbing my Memento black ink pad. I'm going to ink this up. And I will be showing different ways, different color combinations for using the mask with this set. I will show them throughout the week. Patty Bennett has an excellent video where she discusses that and different blending techniques, if that's something you're interested in. I'm going to restamp that because, and actually it stamps better if you have your a pad under it. I'm going to grab the little pad I have, a Stampin' Pearson mat. Okay, so photopolymer stamps stamp better with something under them, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Pearson mat. This image will stamp better. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. We're done with our stamp, and let's bring the mask in. I'm grabbing a piece of scrap paper here. We'll set that up there. And I'm just looking for the mask. Okay, so these are the masks. There's 5 different masks. And let's talk about placement. There is a notch that you can use. The masks are numbered up here. There's a notch that you can use to, you could mark your paper right here and then line each notch from each mask up there. Or this is Patty's idea, which works better because then you don't have the mark on your paper there. You can take a permanent marker and draw the leaves, trace where you're, find the right spot, and then trace over those leaves, and you will know that this, when this is lined up with your image, it's in the right spot. Okay, so we have that lined up, and I had some Post-its. I have a large Post-it here, and I'm just gonna add this across the top to help hold that. So for this first mask, I want a very light color, and I am going to use Balmy Blue. All right, I have my designated Balmy Blue brush, and I've written Balmy Blue on there with a marker. I'm going to ink off a little bit. And we want to blend off a little bit at first so you don't have a huge blotch of ink when you go to do your blending. Okay, so you want some of it lighter and darker than the other rest of the flower so it looks more natural. So I'm going to make this part here a little bit darker. Okay. So now we're going to come in with fresh freesia. We're going to change the mask out. I'm going to bring in mask number 2. And when you wash those, you just want to dab them with your whatever you use, your little, you can use a paper towel, or you can use the, oh, I'm trying to think of the cloth that Stampin' Up! Has. I like to use baby wipes. Now see, I've got this lined up with that flower. I'm going to take that across there and put that on there like that. We're bringing in the fresh freesia. I've got my blending brush here. The blending brushes do come in 2 sizes, and I tend to like the smaller one better. I have both. This is a smaller one. And we're going to add a fresh freesia layer on here. And I'm going to add a little more over here where we had that a little darker. You want to get it up in the corners there. Okay, so that is mask number 2. For mask number 3, I'm going to add Blueberry Bushel. And I'm going to go pretty easy on this, again, because it's such a dark color. Again, I'm lining up my leaves where I've traced that. And let's bring in our big Post-it. Lay that down there to help hold that in place. Okay, and this is pretty dark, so I'm going to take quite a bit of that off. I'm going to come in here. I might have gotten the Post-it too close. Let's see here. Nope, I think it's okay. I shouldn't move. I'm moving that a little bit, and I shouldn't be. Okay, let's see what our flower looks like under there. Okay, there it is. Isn't that pretty? I've got a little bit darker over there. And now we're going to do the leaves. There are just 2 leaf stencils. My favorite combination is Granny Apple Green first, and then Garden Green. So we'll do the Granny Apple Green first. And I'm going to try and just hold this. Now I'm going to make the top part of the leaves darker where there's shadow. So on the top part of this leaf, I'm going to add a little more Granny Apple Green. Yeah, I really should have put the Post-it on this. And the top part of this leaf right here. All right, so that's darker. And you can see there's a little bit of light, how light there on the bottom. This is a really, really beautiful set. I just got ink on my fingers. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the Garden Green, and this is our other mask. The other, on the left side is a mask for, I think it's a wild English rose, an old-fashioned rose. All right, and I think this is lined up. I'm going to bring in some darker green here. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that beautiful? I'll put it up so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? All those colors together. All right, I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. This is the die there. Nope, that isn't the die. That's the wrong die. Okay, so there's our really beautiful hydrangea here. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to bring my card back in, and I'm going to layer that onto that with some dimensionals. We'll it'll make it pop up. It'll look so pretty. Okay, I think I need one more here. I will have a free project sheet for this on my blog. Okay, so we're going to add our beautiful hydrangea right there. And we will add a few of the gems. Now, these are the gems that come in the set. If your order is $55 or more, I will include a pack of these gems. Let's add a yellow because there's a lot of yellow in this particular, a little bit of yellow showing there. And let's see, let's put a, oh, I don't like that there. Let's do white. And you could color these. Do one there. And one right there. So, and then we need some ribbon. And this is the ribbon that comes in that suite. It's a fresh freesia ribbon. And actually, I think I'll add white ribbon to this. I think it'll be, I think I'll like the white better with this particular card. And I'm just going to tie a bow. Hopefully the ink from my fingers won't get on the ribbon. This is our new woven white ribbon. It's really pretty. Okay, we'll add that there. Okay, and a glue dot or two, probably a couple. I'm going to add one right there, and I better use two. Now, I'm not going to do the sentiment right now. I'll show you some other cards that have the sentiment done on them. Isn't that pretty? And then it stands up like this. And you can write write something on the back here. So there's tonight's card. This one I did, and it has the fresh freesia ribbon on it. It says with love. This one is another one that says with love, and it has the old-fashioned roses on it. And I love this DSP here. Melon Mambo, Fresh Freesia, and Melon Mambo, Petunia Pop, and Bubble Bath. Bubble Bath was the first one. And then this one here. So this is similar to the one that we did tonight. The DSP is different. So if you would like the kits for one of each of these cards, just place an order with me this week of $45 or more. And if your order is $55 or more, I'll include a pack of these gems. So have a great, sorry about all the problems with the sound tonight, but I hope you enjoy this. Take care.